All right, for the 6th video in our series, we're going to set up the web authentication. In the last videos, we've gone through, we created the site, set our prerequisites up, we've deployed the site, we created our data model, we actually connected our data model to the site. The provider it created looked pretty good, but when I hit login here, it has Jane Doe, so it's obviously using the wrong login provider. So I'm going to start by just going back over to our Claude site and then do /setup authentication. This is going to wire it up to where we can authenticate, and we'll start there. It won't do all the work we want, but let's go ahead and start there and see what comes out of that, okay? So we'll do baby steps. Make sure you back up your site prior to each step as you do this, whether it be through source control or just zipping up the site. All right, so it's asking now me how to deploy, and of course it's giving me this error that is a relatively new error. I didn't see this until the past week here. So I'll just say use standard model and then hit go. It looks like I'm actually getting close to my rate limit here. You guys have probably experienced that throughout this. Oh no, I'm fine. So it just wants to use a standard model. So by doing that, it seemed to get past that issue. So now it's verifying. It will deploy and then confirm and then go through the whole verification process again. So we'll keep on fast forwarding here. All right, with the code now uploaded, we should be able to go over here and it's going to try to refresh the cache. Okay, we have now back here. Let's see what the results of our work is here. I'm going to hit sign in. It looks like I'm going to sign in here. Let me just double check that it did do some work here. I'm going to go ahead and hit preview desktop and just refresh the cache. Again, I'm going to sign in, and it looks like it still says Jane Doe up here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of that right there, capture that into a screenshot. I'm going to paste into Claude and tell it to actually refresh this as well. While it's doing this, I'm going to also tell it to generate a new profile page for the users that uses the web API to update and read from the contact table. Okay, it's now finished up the work now. We can see that it did create a new profile page. It has some new configuration, and it thinks it went ahead and did the header as well. The only one I'm worried about is this /profile page because it feels like there's already a /profile page. How did it handle that? So let me go ahead and refresh this. We'll see how it did. Again, this will take a few seconds to refresh the first time you open up this site. And my hunch is that the /profile page is not going to work, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see how it did. I can see now Brian Knight is now up top. That's great. So it does look like that works. If I click on Brian Knight, I'm seeing a profile page and we're seeing a select query response issue that is not supported. So this is a great case of taking a screenshot of it, passing it through. Let me go ahead and capture this into a screenshot. But we may also want to do that inspection technique we showed in our last video also, where we do our inspection, go over to the network panel, refresh this, and let's see what kind of, if there's an explicit error message we're seeing. Well, that's a pretty boring error message. Oh, no, it's still firing off here. There we go. There is our error message right there. A 404 not found. Okay, it's a different kind of error message. So it actually requested this URL. It got a 404 error message this time versus a 403. So, okay, it looks like it might be missing something, but we'll see. Let me actually try going over here again and paste that URL in. There we go. That's the real error message right there. So let me go ahead and I should give it that context, but we'll see how it does here. Okay, it thinks it actually made a change. Let me go ahead and tell it to yes to when make the change. My hunch is, though, that it needs this as context also. I'm going to paste that in once it finishes up that. It's actually deploying the site now. So parameter not supported, that usually feels like it's something a little different than what we're actually showing. So while it's doing that, I imagine right now the site is going to be super slow because it's deploying the site right now. Okay. You can see that it does have a profile page, but the one I wanted is not showing up there. Let me go ahead and sign out here. If I sign in, let's see what it does there as well. Perfect. So it did sign me in, route me to this profile page, but still routing me incorrectly here. So we have a little bit of work to do here still. We want to tell it to generate a proper sign-in page as well. That would use the same area we've been in the past little bit here. If I go over to my contacts, okay, I expect that error message there. So it's still, it fixed and deployed that change. There it goes. So by theory, it thinks it fixed it. So I'm going to go ahead and preview the site again, refresh that cache. Go to this. Okay, it's probably a good sign that it has a little reload icon. It means that she's getting access to it. I'll go over to my impact or inspect window, go to network. I do see a contact error right there. Okay, so we have some issues we have to address here. But if I go back over to this icon here, we can see 2 contact errors. And we'll go ahead and copy that error out, paste it in. And there we go. That's actually our actual real error message right there. Let's go ahead and talk to it a little bit and see if it'll actually get past that error message. It says I have old cache. I don't think that's right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do a sync. And I'll do a sync, but let me go just do a brief preview here. Make sure everything's all cached out here. Signing in, seeing the /contact. Okay, that's a good sign. I have not wired up the login screen yet. It's going to use the external login here to do that, Entra. Okay, now this is not the profile page I want to go to. We can redirect that later. Let's go back here again. And there we go. So it was right. It was the cache. So there we go. So we basically have the ability now to go through and make simple changes. I can do address information and, 123 Main Street, Green Cove Springs, which is where our headquarters is at, Florida, 32, whatever. And as I go through and save these, we'll see it actually goes out there and actually does indeed save that information. We should hopefully now see this over here. If I were to refresh this, we should hopefully see a record for that as well. Oh, it's not under my active contacts, but active contacts. And there's Brian Knight. And we can then go in here and see all the, there's 123 Main Street. So as you can see, it is writing data back to the database. We have the first part of the authentication provider. And now all we have to do is just keep on going, debugging. We also want to do things like the login back to the correct profile page, so we can do that. But all in all, we should now be able to go through and start to report an issue and have it actually create cases now. The hardest part is that last video we did where we did the web API integration, where we had to go through and specify page by page, doing the mundane and making sure that it actually is writing this to database. As you can see here on this create a request page, there's no database calls in the network stack here. So we would have to go through, at least once I'm seeing here, nothing at all here, looks so far at least. So we'd have to go through each page and make sure that the information is actually in the database that actually gets to the database. So as I go next, that's our final step here we'd have to do is just go through and describe all this stuff. That is the boring stuff. But look at that. It actually put the profile information in. I'll create my request. But again, just to make sure I restate this one more time, that the service request did not actually create a service request. In our last video, we did fix the services page. You would do that same work that you did there into the other pages, and then you're ready to go. We want to make sure we get at least the touch of it. So now you know what the commands to run. So in the last 6 videos, we've gone through nothing to installing prereqs, to creating the site, to deploying the site, to tying it to creating Dataverse tables, to tying the Dataverse tables to live data. And now we are authenticating, as you can see up here, with our profile page. All right, thanks for watching this video series. Please do subscribe to get more information like this also. Have a great day.